Hey, what's going on, guys? 118 Set Shadow here. Well, with set 12 now in full swing, we've gotten a few days in, and now we've got some pretty good movements going on a few of the cards. And the big one right now is Bastion. You can see right now that the card, for its triple rare especially, has been seeing an increase over its market price with its base price. And even if you take a look at the others, you've got the FFR, which is actually $140 right now base. But both the Secret Rare and the FFR are just a little bit lower in comparison. And we take a look at the history of the Triple R on this one. I mean, Bastion Accord was a really popular choice to start off with set 12, at least in Japan. I'm certain that's what's really driving it. But I mean, the deck is still pretty strong, from my understanding. We started off at about $12, $13 when this card first came out. In fact, there were actually some sales as low as $10 too. And now, if you want to pick it up, market price is $18.50 plus, and it's a $21 card now. So it's up there. We do have 13 listings right now, so that's a little on the low side. We'll see where it goes from here, but I'd say I would think it would stay rather stable around here. Maybe go down after some time, but we'll see. But then you've also got another problem where Bastion Prime also went up pretty drastically with Accord coming out. And now the triple rare is a $42 base card, while the SP is $65. Now let's take a look at the actual history on these. Oh boy. Yes, two buys at 42 and 45, and before that 31. Oh geez, they have actually been getting bought at the $40 mark. And now there are only 6 listings available. Only 2 of them have play sets. The rest of them are just single copies. We take a look at the SP. Let's see where that is. Nobody has bought the SP beyond 38. No, oh wait, that was back in August. There was a $60 copy that sold back in August, but recently it's only been $38. The only copies available right now are 65 plus, and there are only 3 listings available on this one. And if you want the SSR, there are 2 listings on this, starting at $272 right now, and the market price on that is still under $200. Omnia Guso. This is our new Dark States Mask boss that has a very unique way of fighting, where it drains your opponent of the ability to get damage triggers. You bind your own triggers from the drop, and for the type of triggers that you have bound, your opponent cannot get power from damage triggers for any of those. But to cover this one, it has 2 forms, the Mask and the regular, which are both out of set 12. And right now, if you take a look at the triple rare quantities, or I guess we can start with price. Right now, the base form is $2 to start. Market price is just above that. And the Mask form is a $3 plus card. But listings are getting low. There are only 6 listings right now on the base form, 14 listings on the Mask. And then if you want the FFRs, the base form is the one that's higher here, likely because the secret rare is the Mask version. Because the Mask FFR is 35, hasn't actually been sold at all. And people did buy the base form for $80 plus on the FFR. And the secret rare is currently $200. And looking at how low the quantities got on the base form, let's take a look at the history. Someone did buy a place at $5 a piece. I mean, let me take a look here. They're creeping up. There's only one listing at $2, then it's a $3 card. After that, it becomes a $5 card. And honestly, it's kind of surprising to me how this card wasn't $5 plus out the gate, because it is a unique ability, and it is a restanding Vanguard as well once you get to Mask. It is a Mask deck, though, so it does have consistency issues, but still, it's a strong deck. Brainwash Swirler, this one has... I haven't talked about Brainwash Swirler in so long, and it's only been falling out since all of its reprints have been coming about, since the restriction it has with Chronojet. But it also just got another reprint in the Favornail structure deck that just came out. And now it's a base $15 if you want the original version. And this reprint, a common reprint, has 2 listings as low as $10. Market price on this was $20. It's $20. But the market price is $10. We take a look. Lots of copies sold for $9, and recently players bought them for $15, and one person bought it for $20. There are copies available among 2 listings here, but again, $20 if you want to pick that up. But if you want foil versions, the triple rare from Awakening seems to be the way to go here. Let's see how many there are. There are still quite a few around the $15 mark here, so if you prefer the foil version, better just to go with that rather than the Favornail version. And the SP is still up there. It's not nearly as high as it used to be, but it's still a $54, $55 card, so that's something to keep in mind. Goon Ram, this is another one I want to cover. With all the different listings that we've got here, this one also got reprinted in the Favornail deck and has 11 listings as low as $125. And then the foil versions are $4 and $5 respectively right now. If you want the SP, that buyout, I've been talking about how this has been getting bought out so many times, and it looks like that hasn't happened again. So we do have, we only have 3 copies of the SP below $20 right now. After that, it's back up to a $32 card. So if you are interested in Goon Ram SPs, I would think this is still a good point to buy them at. We've seen this card get bought out every so often, and it is a good generic. And I mean, with Omnia Guso, I believe you would still play this and Brainwash. Well, it really depends on what tech pieces that you really want to choose for it. And we still have the choice restriction on Brainwash right now, so Goon Ram is still viable as a Chronojet option. Cyber Catulle. This is our new Dragon Tree Wretch, this time for Brantgate. We have 21 listings on the FR and 26 listings on the base version, but they are both under $10 right now. The FR's market price is $12, and the market price on the double rare is currently $6. And right now, the only mask deck for Brantgate is Orice. But you could use this in Grifogila, of course, and once we get the new Vortex, if you want to try the Brantgate variant, you'll want a fair amount of Dragon Tree marker generators. And I did not pay attention to this before, but the Mask of Hydrogoom searches Hydrogoom cards as well as Mask units. So it means you can actually search your Grifogilas. They showcased that in the anime. I did not read it properly, but yeah, that's a thing too if you weren't aware. Orice Mask, this one is still, it's doing okay for itself. 21 listings, triple rare, $11 to start off with. It was starting off higher. We take a look at the history on this one. Let's see. Ooh, we just got a $10 listing up there. And we look at the history. Let's see. Actually, it's just kind of been holding. Yeah, there we go. From the first day, it was around $13. So it's only been slowly dropping off. And Orice Mask is also one of the popular ones from Japan during the set 12 format. So I would imagine it would at least hold around here. If anything, it might go up or down a few dollars. I just don't know which direction it would end up going. Note that the secret rare of this one is sold out, and the market price is $260 on that one. The FFR still has 7 listings, starting at $82. Market price is a little bit higher than that, but yeah, just to know where they're at right now. Moth Girl Maple. I haven't covered this one for a little while, but this one is still up there. Granted, if I recall correctly, it was way higher when I last covered it, almost to the $40. Yes, there were players that bought this around $35 around the last time that it was pointed out to me that this card had gone up. But we are back to $30 on this card, and it just creeps back up all the way towards 40. Market price is currently $28. But yeah, I mean, Maple, it's a good generic tech in general, and it works for both Stoichia and Cater Sanctuary. So you can see a lot of versatility in being able to play this as a free call every time you Persona ride, and if you discard it early, it's a free call as soon as you ride to grade 3. Speaking of Stoichia, though, Magnolia Mask came out with set 12, and it is not doing hot. I mean, for those who really want to play it, Magnolia Mask is 50 cents base right now, so it's less than $1 if you want to pick it up. If you want the DSR of the original Magnolia, that's around 82, and if you want the high rarities of Magnolia Mask, the secret rare is currently $200 and the FFR is around 37. And looking at the other variants of the regular Magnolia, because you do need at least one other copy of Magnolia, it's cheap to pick up your trial deck versions, or if you want the full arts, they're both under $10 right now. The original SP is only $3, while the new deluxe promo one is $7. And then we've got Meteor Flare Dragon, who has also dropped off now that Gondiva has also been dropping off. It's still a $10 card right now, and is still a generic from set 7, so I imagine it'll still hold some value for some time. Gondiva is still a strong deck, and ultimately this is still a good generic that might get value as time goes along. Brachio Force. This one has gotten some listings back on its comments since when I last talked about it. It's 40 cents base right now, and while there are only 5 listings left on the holo, the price has dropped off on this one. We can take a look in detail. Okay, maybe not so much. There is one $2 listing, but after that it's a $4 card. And that's been pretty common for it. But recent sales of this card have been at $1 to $2. And then we have had several that have been selling for $4 even throughout the last month. BCS will be coming back up in the next week or so, which I believe for the first one that's coming back, set 12 won't be legal yet, so we'll still probably see some work on Gondiva for a little while. Clouded Miasma. I haven't covered this in a while either. Zorga has felt like a bit of an afterthought, but this card is still a few dollars, and it's $3 right now. I just remember there was a time where this really got bought out some time back, and it became... How far back was that? Because I recall I was able to sell these for $8 to $10 during that hype time. But for the last several months, it's been only a $3 card, so safe to say that it's significantly lower than that hype time. A Nucleate Angel. This one's a pretty decent generic from set 6. Cheap as well. It's $1 if you want the double rare on that, and an FR copy will run you about $4. There's still plenty of copies available, and it's from set 6. It was intended for Youthberg, but you can use it with any cater deck whatsoever. After all, it works as long as you ride from a grade 3. So any Persona ride will work. Youthberg will work, of course. It even works in Tegrea. As well. So just keep it in mind, it is a generic countercharger for Cater Sanctuary. And the last card to talk about for today is Knight of Excision During. With Luard coming out, and we're going to get reveals on it at some point, this card requires you to have a single clan for your Vanguard, so this might end up seeing a buyout when Luard support gets announced. We'll have to see where that goes. But right now the FR is where you really want to look, given that it's a $5 card and only 8 listings. If you want to just have a playset of the rares just in case, they're cheap right now. They're basically 30 cents, 40 cents. So better safe than sorry, I would say, because this card also has premium application, if I'm not mistaken. After all, it works as long as you've got a single clan, which is basically how the game of Vanguard works in the first place now. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.